Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and another puzzle by Derek Leclerc today. Looks a bit like a crown in the grid to me, but we'll see what the rules are. When we start the puzzle, I'm going to tell you that coming up on the 1st of the month, we've got a new Sudoku hunt, and we do hope you'll enjoy that. We've got, I'm sure you will. We've also, of course, on Patreon got gridogram and connections videos and crossword videos. Particularly difficult cryptic crosswords normally get onto Patreon, like listeners, such as the recent one by Sabre, and like the Times Club monthly special, which is always very difficult. What else we got? We've got all of our apps, and they do feature line Sudoku, relevant to today. Also classic Sudoku 2 and the wonderful Worms by the likes of Blobz and Michael Lefkowitz. Absolute crackers. James Sinclair also. Super stuff there, and there's a bit of merch as well. If you're interested in CTC branded goods, check out the links under the video. But the first link is to this puzzle. It's called Whispering Regions by Derek Leclerc, who's sent us a number of puzzles. This is a bit of a sequel to the last one we did, apparently. And the rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So 1 to 9 will be going in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The 3x3 box borders divide the line into segments. The sum of each segment must increase from one end of the line to the other. Adjacent digits along each segment, not along the whole line, differ by at least 5. So it's a German whisper within each box. And within each box, the total of the line is going to increase from one end to the other end, but it doesn't say which end, so we'll have to figure that one out. Let's give it a try. You can start it on that link below the video. You can check the video length for an estimate of how hard it is. Let's get cracking. So I am very tempted to assume that the end of the line with the 3-cell segment, I mean, I know there's another 3-cell segment there. Actually, there are three 3-cell segments at the beginning. What I now believe is the beginning of this line, but I'd like to prove it. And then towards the end of it, it's mostly 4, and this one is 5. Right, let's think about a German whisper line segment. What is the minimum that 5 cells could add up to? It could have 3 low digits, which could be 1, 2, and 3. The high digits, one of them would have to touch a 3, so it would have to be at least an 8. The other one would have to touch 2 lows. So I think 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 is as low as you could go for a segment. And that would add up to 21. Now, what is the highest? I'm trying to postulate that this is the lower end of the line and we're working to the highest here. But the highest you could go is 983, which only adds up to 20. So my first theory was obviously right. This is the low end of the line. Now, what can the information we've gleaned tell us? What is the highest that 4 digits can command at the end of the line? 9, 8. Oh, well, you could have a 4 on the end. 4, 9, 3, 8. That is the maximum, and that would be 24. Yeah, I don't see why that would be wrong. 24. So if we count back one step at a time, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. This has a maximum size of 15. Oh, that's not actually very helpful because its minimum size is about 10, a 172 line. Okay, 24, 23, 22, 21 for a 3-segment line. That is the maximum, isn't it? 948. Oh, this has two 3-segment lines in the same box. Goodness me, 948 and 721 were the two I'd been postulating in my head. Right. Can we assume this is not two high digits? I'm not sure we can, because what did I get to? 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. That could be 618. Oh, bother. And that would be two high digits. But then this would be 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, I don't know. I think there's some very obvious conclusion here, and I'm not managing to reach it. Oh, what was the minimum for this? If 24 is the maximum for that, didn't we say the minimum for this was quite high? 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. It's 21. Ah, so this box has a 21 minimum on the line, and this has a 24 maximum. Well, now we are a bit limited. This one is somewhere between 21, 22, 23. This one is 22, 23, or 24. 23 remains the maximum for this. Right, 21, 22, 23. Does that require 3 low digits? If you had 3 high digits, let's say 6, 7, and 8, that would be 21, plus 1 and 2 would be 24. That is just not acceptable. So these must be low digits. At least we've done that. And these are high. The high ones in those positions, right, the things I haven't told you about German whispers are that 5 can never appear on the line. That's true, because there's no possible Sudoku neighbor. That the digits, and now we're talking within each segment, alternate between high and low, higher than 5 and lower than 5. And that in cells where the two neighbors see each other, which is going to be anything internal to the box, not the ones where the box is either where the line ends or the box is entered or exited. Anyway, these ones in this case cannot be 4 or 6. So the high digits are from 7, 8, 9. The low digit there is 1 or 2. These, let's allow them to be from 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this group adds up to 21, 22, or 23. And we think its minimum is 21, with 1, 2, 3 there, and 7, 8 here. And its maximum is 23. I mean, if you boosted one of these to a 4, the 8 would get boosted to a 9. That adds 2 already. Yeah, I mean, that's doable in various ways. Well, that hasn't really helped, except it's identified that those 3 digits are low. So 21, 23 maximum, 22 maximum, 21 maximum. What's the minimum? The minimum here is not a 617, it's a 172. It's worth 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, minimum 16 for these 3 cells as we go round. Minimum 16. Can that be 1 high and 2 lows? Do you know what? It can if it was 3, 9, 4. That's annoying. I wanted to at least say that this had to be 2 highs and a low, and I can't say that. Well, I don't know. 16 seems to be a minimum. How are we doing 15 in 4 cells? 6, 7 is 11. Well, if you do 6, 7, you can't do 3, 1. So you could do 6, 8, 2, 1. No. No. I'm miscounting. For this to be 16, this has to be 15. How can you do 15 in 4 cells? You can't, because the 2 high digits that will be necessary will be at least 6, 7. That's 13, plus 2, 1 for the minimum 2 low digits is 16, if I get my maths right. So the minimum for this box is 16. Therefore, this one is somewhere between 17 and 21. But once it's now 17, you can't get away with 2 low digits, 3, 4, and a high 1, 9. So it's got to be 2 high digits and a low one in this box. And it's got to add up to at least 16 there. The low one is 1, 2, or 3. The most it can add up to, I don't know. I don't know how this knocks on to this one. So we're now saying that this had a minimum of 16. This is, didn't we? 6, 7, 2, 1. That's the absolute rock bottom minimum. This one has a minimum therefore of 17, which is why I'm saying there are 2 highs. Okay, what about if 1 wasn't on this line? Then it would have to be at least 2, 8, 3, which adds up to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's quite interesting. Now that we know that this is 2 highs and a low, it has a maximum of 20. 9, 3, 8. A maximum of 20. So this is a maximum of 19. This one, 18, which you must be able to do if you can do 20. This 17. Well, this is another 4 cell line. And that's what I was working on, was its minimum. And it's 16. So let's say that was 16 minimum. This is 17 minimum, 18 minimum, 19, which is almost the 20 maximum. So this line is 19 or 20. It would be nice if there was somewhere to do an aid memoir of, I mean, does this look mad as representing 19 or 20? I will understand it. You might not, but that's my little yellow aid memoir there. This is therefore 20 or 21 in this box. This is 21 or 22 in this box, I think. So that this can be 20, what was the max? I can't even remember now. 9843. Oh, it's 24. Oh, okay, bother. So this could go up to 23. This could go up to 22. But this one is 19 or 20 because that's maxed out. Okay. This is, and it was based on this one having a minimum of 16. So in this box, we're looking at 16 or 17. This one, 17 or 18. This one, 18 or 19. And this one, 19 or 20. They're my little aid memoirs. Right. And in this box, 6, 7, 2, 1 gives the minimum. You can't increase the 2 to a 3 because one of the other digits would have to be at least an 8, and that would increase the total by 2. So the only way you could get up to 17 would be 1, 2, 6, 8. So 1 and 2 are on this line, and 6, interestingly, in one of the entry or exit cells. And that means the 1 is next to it. And then it's either 7-2 or 8-2. And the 2 comes last and can't be up to a 3. And that is a definite 2-6 pair now. And these include a 1. I'm taking out the corner marks. Right, and that is how we're going to get 16 or 17 done here. Then here we're doing 17 or 18. And you can't get there with low, high, low, which has a maximum of 16. So it's high, low, high. The low is 1, 2, or 3. Well, we know it's not 1 because that appears up here. 17 or 18, with a 3, we would have 8 and 9, and that would be 20. And that's too much. So this digit is a 2. There's our first digit in the puzzle after nearly 14 minutes. But it fixes a couple up here. Now, these two have to add up to 15 or 16. They can't use a 6, so they're either 7, 8 or 7, 9. They definitely include a 7. Right, then we've got a foursome here that is not as constrained as the others. This adds up to 18 or 19. And I don't know much about the order in which it's going to achieve that. Oh, that was an aide-memoire cell. Yellows are aide-memoires. These are not real digits. They're to remind me what total we're shooting for. Now, the total here is maximum 16, minimum 12. Let's do the aide-memoires. I mean, I know there's a lot of possibilities. This is from 11 to 15. And this one here is from 10, because that's 1, 2, 7, the minimum, up to 14. And I don't care if I'm cluttering the grid with my aide-memoires. I just need some information. Right, so that has become the most restricted. This one is 19 or 20. Now, 3, 8, 9, which is the max, is 20. So to get 1 off that, you can't just take it off the high digits, or you'd have 9, 3, 7, and the 3, 7 connection would be legal. So to get to 19, it would have to be 9, 2, 8. So this is 3 or 2, and this is a definite 9, 8 pair. And now that's very interesting, because if we had 2 high digits on this line, they would have to be 7 and 6, because they would see the 9, 8 pair. That 7 and 6 would not only add up to 13, but would require 1 and 2 to go with them, which would only be 16, which is not the target we want. Therefore, these two are low, these two are high. This one is, well, it can't be 6, because that's in a position where 2 1s would flank it. So this must be 7, since it can't be 9 or 8. And that must be flanked by a 1, 2 pair, and this digit is a 3, and this sum is now definitely 20. And that means this one can't be 20, this one can't be 21, this one can't be 22. This is now definitely 23 or 24. 24 was 9, 8, 4, 3. Now, how can we take 1 off that to get to 23? We can't take it off the 7, because that would take a digit off the low digits as well. We can't reduce 8 to 7. So 9, 8 must exist on this. And 4 must also exist on this, and then 3 or 2. So the 4 is going to be in one of these cells, with the 9 next to it, and then 2 or 3, we've decided, and then an 8 as the big digit. So that's become a 4, 8 pair. This digit can't be 2 by Sudoku now. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's definitely something learned, something gained. But I don't know how the high-low alternation goes. I do know on this one, actually. Should really fill that in, because that gives me a number 1 there and a non-1, 7 or 8 at the top. Okay, and we've learned this was 20. This is 10. That's a 9 or 8 to make up 19 or 18. This one is 17 or 18. One of these is a 7. The other one's an 8 or a 9. That is a 7 or an 8 as well, in a total of 16 or 17. Now, we haven't really got much done with those, and I'm not going to try. I'm going to try with this instead. 21 or 22. No, maybe I'll have a look at this, which has got restricted to 22 or 23. Now, the maximum... I can't remember. The minimum... Oh, well, we can't have a 7 by Sudoku. That is a 9-8 pair. That's definite. They add up to 17. So these add up to 6 or 5. Well, they can't add up to 5. So they must add up to 6. So they don't include a 4. They're a 1, 2, 3 set. This is now definitely a 23 sum. And this must be a 24 sum. And we're using a 3 in the middle of the line. 4, 8, 3, 9. Okay. Now, only the orange and blue digits and these silly ones count. The aide memoirs don't. Shall I get rid of these aide memoirs completely? Yeah, might as well. They don't inform the others. As long as I make this 21 or 22, I'm going to be fine. This is already 18 or 19 as long as I obey this. As long as I obey putting a 7 in one of those, this is going to be 17 or 18, and this one's going to be 16 or 17. So I'm leaving in some aide memoirs that I'm probably going to have to deal with in a moment. And this one is 21 or 22, and I was going to think about that, but I'm not sure it's helpful. If these two were high, they couldn't use 8, which is in one of those. No, what I'm going to do first is imagine that this is a 9. Then 9 and 8 see this group. Now, in that case, this is really good. In that case, this will fail. If that was a 9, you couldn't have a high 9 or 8 here. To have a single high digit, you'd have to have a 7 here. But that would require a 1-2 pair, which would break that cell. So you'd have to have 2 high digits, which would be a 6 and a 7, but that would lead to 6, 1, 7, 2, which doesn't add up to the right number because we've had it somewhere else. It adds up to 16. That's no good. So that can't be a 9. That must be a 3. That's a 9. That's 4. That's 8. We now know the colouring of this line. Oh, look, there's Sudoku now. 1, 6, 2, 9, 4, 3, 8. These two cells see them all. So that's a 5, 7 pair. And that's going to give us an 8 at the top and a 9 there. And a 7 here. And a 4 in this cell, yes. And in this row, a 5, 6 pair. 8, 1, 3 left to go in the box. I do like it when we finally get some Sudoku thanks to the work we've done with the rule. I'm placing 2 in box thing and box 7. That's a 1, 6 pair. They see this cell and that cell, and we're somehow off to the races. This is a 4, 9 pair. This is a 3, 5, 7 triple. My goodness, quite a lot of this puzzle is getting done. 8, 9, 1, 2, 3 are all used up here. So everything else in the box is 4, 5, 6 or 7. And in this row, we can't use another 4. So what have we got left? We must use a 5 because that can't appear on this line. So one of those two is a 5. If we were using 7 there, 6 would have to appear on the line. It would have to appear there. This would go 6, 1, 9. That adds up to 16. To get to the required total, we'd need a 5 or a 7. That does not figure or feature. So 6 is not on this line, so it's in one of these two cells along with 5. And these cells are now a low digit and 7 and 9, which must be spaced apart. The low digit is 1 or 2 in this cell. And these now add up to 16 plus 1 or 2, 17 or 18, leaving this to be 4 or 5. Well, that's going to have to be 4. This total is 22. 4, 9, 7, and a 2 in the middle to make the 22 total work. Oh, hang on. That could... Was it 21 I just erased? Yes, that's 20. So actually that middle digit could be 2 or 1. So it can still be 21 or 22. But that couldn't be 5. Can it be 3 if I missed a trick there? 16, 19. Yes, it can. I have missed a trick there. I think that could be 3 and a 2 to get to 21. So I've got to be more careful than I was. But I think this 7 and 9 are right. Yeah, that's interesting. I can't put 7 this side. Because that has to be more than a 1-2 pair. 1, 2, 7, 9 don't add up to the right number. In fact, they're way short. Yeah, okay, that's fine. This can't be 1 or 2, so that is the 9. That's the 7. This is okay. This is okay. That 9 sees this cell. I don't think there's anything else I can do there. And the trouble is, the moment is approaching. I still have to make this add up to 21 or 22. So I'm leaving this aide memoire, even though it keeps making me think that's a 1-2 pair, which it's not. Oh, this row, 9 sees that cell, so that's 8. What else is going on in these digits? 7 has to be somewhere in the row. It's in one of those two. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can resolve the rest of it. 9 and 9. We've got a 9 somewhere in these cells. That might be interesting if it's forced onto the line, because this line is adding up to somewhere between 11 and 15. It couldn't add up to 11 if there was a 9 on it. Oh, this digit sees 1, 2, and 3. And that position wouldn't allow 4, because that would need 9s in both cells. So this is high. That's interesting. And these two are low, and they definitely don't have 9 in. And this one is low and not 3. So we'll say 1, 2, or 4. I don't know that that's advancing our cause much. But still, at least we found out that was high. Now, these, if we were to try and put 2 high digits in, they would be 7 and 6, and this would be a 1. And this would add up to 14, which is possible. But it would then force this to be 15, this to be 16. So we could carry on. Okay, that is possible. And, this digit can't be high. It sees 7, 9, and 8 now. You can't put 6 there because they would both be low. So this must be the scenario I've just sketched out with 6 and 7 in these two cells and a 1 in between them. That's 14. And that 7 tells us which way round they go. This is now 14. So this has to be 15. And this has to be 16 up here. And this digit can't be 7 anymore. So that's 8 or 9. If it was 8, these would need to be a 4-3 pair, but 8 can't join to 4. So it's not 8, it's 9. And then these have to add to 6, and they have to be a 4-2 pair to achieve that. And that box is finished. Now we have to achieve 16 here. 7, 8, 9 are all looking at this cell, which can't be 6, so it must be low. So again, we've got 2 highs and a low, as we did here, but we have to get exactly 16. The 2 highs could be 8, 7, 9's unavailable. And indeed, if they included 6, they'd put a 1 here, 6 and 1 would need a 9, and we can't have a 9. So they must be 8, 7, and that must be a 1. And now this box adds up to 16, and it's done. And this one is 15. I was just thinking they were both 16. This is 14. Right, we're in business now. There's nothing else we need to do about, oh, no, there's this one, which has got to be 21 or 22. I'm just going to move this cell down to here because it's in the way where it is here. This cell by Sudoku can't be 1, 6, 9, 7 or 8. It's lowish. I don't know. No, let's try and do Sudoku elsewhere where I'm not messing with this last sum that I need to do. This row, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 are done. So 3, 4, 5, 6. These two, or this can't be a 4 or a 6. So that's 3 or 5, and that's a pair. Then we have 4 and 6 in these cells, but this one can't be a 4 because of that pair as well. So we get 6 there, 4 here. Okay, that was good for the row. Now, there's a 2 there and a 2 in one of these. We need a 2. And then this is a 4, 5 pair in the box. 4, 5, 6, 2, 7. We need a 3 in one of these cells. We need a 6 in this column. There's only one place for it. That 1 is looking at this 8, 1 pair. These digits are a 4, 5 pair. These are from 3, 8, 9. This is a naked 3 in the center, and that's 8 or 9. And in this column, that's become a 2 a while ago, and I didn't spot it. And this is a 5 to make the column work. Now, we need a 6 in one of the top 2 cells there, and 2, 3, and 9 amongst the others. I'm going to have to use this blooming thing in a moment. I just want to get one of the digits. I want to get this one first. Oh, I can. I've just placed a 2 there. So that's a 1. So these add up to 17. And to get to 21 or 22, we need 4 or 5 here, and it must be 4 to obey the whisper rule. So that was the last key bit of information. 5, 4, 2, 4, 9, 4. No 9s there. Right, that was all good. Let's keep this going. This can't be 4. This column is very full. 5, 6, and 8 left. That one sees 6 and 8. So we finish the column. This digit is a naked 3 now, given everything it sees in the box and the column, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion and beginning to take us home in the puzzle generally. This final column needs a 1, 7 pair. There we go. That's 7. Puts another 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. I'm doing it all again. Right. Now I'm very worried that these central columns are just not going to resolve. And I'm sure that's not the case. This 6 is looking at this cell. So 1 there is going to get into columns 4 and 6, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. And thought it wouldn't, but it does. So 2 and 6 does 5 and 6 does 5 and 4. It's funny how often Sudokus descend into sort of 2 rows or 2 columns just being resolved one pair after the other. It's something I particularly like about it. 7, 8, that's a 5, that's a 7, that's a 5, and that's a 2. And there we go. There is Derek's Whispering Regions. Fantastic puzzle. So entertaining. Such a neat flow throughout it. It deserves the crown that it looks like it's wearing already. Thank you so much for watching us on the channel. Such a pleasure to bring you these puzzles. I'd love to see you again soon. Bye for now.